Today you are going to learn 8 different stuttering techniques that you can use during speech outside of the therapy clinic. First, let's start with a bounce. Sometimes when you start to say a word, it's hard to get it out and it feels a little tense. Let's try with the word ball. We are going to relieve some of that tension by bouncing on the B sound. Ball. Do you see how the sound is repeated but without tension?
Yes.
Okay, now you try.
Ball.
Good. Okay, next we are going to try a slide. Do you notice sometimes at the beginning of a word you might get really tense? We are going to use a technique to prolong that sound at the beginning to relieve the tension. Let's try it with the sentence, sometimes I like to go outside and play. We are going to prolong that S sound. For an example, sometimes I like to go outside and play. Now you try.
Sometimes I like to go outside and play.
Good. Next is easy onset. Do you notice again at the beginning when you have that harsh intonation and it's hard to get the word out? You can have it come out much easier with an easy onset technique. And it's almost like a breath coming out. Let's practice with the sentence, I like ice cream. I like ice cream. Did you notice how there's no tension?
Yes.
Now you try.
I like ice cream.
Good. Next we're going to work on rate reduction or pausing. Sometimes when you're speaking, your rate is a little fast. So what you're going to do is take pauses in the sentence. Let's practice. Once upon a time, there was a young boy named Joe. Did you notice the pauses?
Yes.
Now you try.
Once upon a time, there was a young boy named Joe.
Good.
Now let's move on to light contact. The B, P, and M sounds we all use our lips on. Sometimes, do you ever realize your lips get stuck? So what we are going to do is practice with our lips loosely touching instead of tense. Let's start with the word baseball. First, I will show it to you with tension. Baseball. See how my lips got stuck with a lot of tension? Now I'm going to only lightly touch my lips. Baseball. See the difference? Now you try.
Baseball.
Good. Now we're going to work on some stuttering modifications. The first one is easy stuttering, which means that the person stutters on purpose. Let's look at our paragraph again. First I'll show you what easy stuttering looks like, then I want you to read some of the paragraph practicing easy stuttering. Once upon a time, there was a young boy named Joe. Joe liked to play with his friends in the sandbox. Your turn.
Once upon a time, there was a young boy named Joe. Joe liked to play with his friends in the sandbox.
Good. The next modification we are going to practice today is called a cancellation. Cancellation is something you do after you have stuttered on a word. So if you find yourself in the middle of a stutter, you will finish saying the word and then repeat that word in a more fluent way. So I will give you an example and then I want you to try. Once upon a time, there was a young boy named Joe. Now you try.
Once upon a time, there was a young boy named Joe.
Good. Next is a pull-out. A pull-out is similar to a cancellation, but instead of finishing saying the word that you're stuttering on, You're going to ease yourself out of the stutter and repeat the word in a slow, controlled, fluent manner. I'll try first. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Once upon a time, there was a young boy named Joe. Your turn.
Woof, woof. Once upon a time, there was a young bu- bu- boy named Joe.
Very good.